different. You made me like them. Begged you to hold on, but you still let go. And from the distance, I can see what's missing. You never listen, so you'll never know. Well, ignore my warning. Just know that I'm sorry for you. And all this time, just know that I tried for you. Come back to me. Come back to me. Come back to me. Come back to me. You're my closest friend and my deepest wound, my most painful scar, and I cherish you. Well, ignore my warning. Just know that I'm sorry for you. And all this time, just know that I've tried for you. Come back to me. Well, good evening, or good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world. Quincy, Kane, Morris here, and this is stream number 7. So if you are tuning in, thank you so much. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate everyone watching. Let's see if anything's going on in the chat. Stan, always good to have you. And you dropped a movie. Snakes on a Plane is my guess, because I think it's an airplane and a snake. For anyone else tuning in, if you scroll back to the top of the chat, you'll see that I've got a few movies there. Stan got them, so I mean, you might see the answers if you see what Stan said, but he hasn't gotten the second one yet. Yeah, it's an emoji game, you know. I'm describing a few movies with the emojis. You know, see if you can guess what they are. If you come up with your own movies, you can submit, you know, just like Stan did, and I'll see if I can guess them. So, awesome. Well, Stan, good to have you. Anyone else joining in? Appreciate you watching. Yeah, live stream number 7. So far, things pretty good. Almost doing this for 2 months, and little by little, they get better. But still working, still improving. Let me just say that yes, Stan's confirming, yep, that I got that correct. Snakes on a Plane. Yes, anyone watching, I appreciate that. If you ever have any questions, you know, I'm certainly happy to answer them. If you have questions about anything, music-related stuff, you want to know how to do something, or you're curious about something, instruments, gear, techniques, lesson theory. If you have questions about hobbies, movies, I love movies, you know, or just, you know, life in general. Just if you ever have any questions at any moment, feel free to, you know, leave a question in the chat, and I'll do my best to answer it. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to go ahead and dive right into the next song here. This isn't a finished song. This is kind of an instrumental, and but it's a fun one to play. It kind of has some technical stuff going on, and so, yeah, pretty cool guitar song. So hope you like it.
Like yeah. Good guess, Stan. Top Gun, but no, that's not what it is. Probably would have added like some sunglasses and planes. So I remember, what was it? It was a few years ago, probably back like, around like somewhere between 2011, 2014, that era. So I had graduated high school, but there was a youth camp that I'd go to in Roanoke, Virginia. And I was too old to be a camper, but I could help on the staff. There were different positions where they needed help and stuff. And so I actually remember playing that song on an acoustic guitar, the little... And someone commented saying, "Man, that sounds like a Guitar Hero song." So I thought that was pretty cool. Guitar Hero, yeah, kind of has those types of songs. Definitely introduced me to artists who play that kind of music. It's really different because usually when you're learning guitar, especially like electric guitar, one of the foundational things to learn is a simple power chord, just like that, made up 3 fingers, just 3 notes. And what's great about that shape is you can play it anywhere. So if you just take that simple power chord and just create a pattern, you got a song, You just kind of move it around. It's like really easy to write songs with that. So it's a great way to start off as a songwriter. And then what I do, my guitar is tuned in drop tuning. So what that means is normally I could play a power chord on the lower strings as well, but I have tuned the low string down a whole step, so my low string matches the same pitch as that 3rd string down. So those are the same note. This is just an octave lower. So basically what that's done is that's taken this note and moved it up, which means instead of using 3 fingers to play this chord, now I can just use 1 finger. So I can play all my power chords on the low 3 strings. Say that 3 times fast. And the advantage of that is 2 things. 1, you've got more fingers, so it's really easy to like write more riffy stuff, like, so you can move quickly. And then the other advantage is you can extend it. So, you've got a power chord, and you've got these other fingers that you can, whatever chords you want to make. There we go. You can kind of use these other fingers to spread out and build these kind of fuller sounding chords. So All that to say that when it comes to the really notey stuff, that's like a really different style of playing. And even for me, it took me a while to kind of learn how to play that and more so how to write it. But all I can say is if you are, if you're ever wanting to learn how to do something and you don't quite understand how it is, that's where inspiration helps. That's where it helps to try to first learn from someone who is known for doing that thing. Try to learn, their material, what they're doing, how they use the technique, and then try your best to mimic it. So, I was getting into artists like Periphery and Veil of Maya, and they had these really notey riffs, kind of like that. And so I would learn their songs, and then I would just break them down. I'd dissect them and try to kind of figure out like what was going on, and then I would try to write something like that. I would kind of try to mimic it. And it takes a few tries. The first thing you write probably isn't going to be that great. It's probably not going to sound that good, but you just keep trying, and then eventually you'll kind of unlock it. You'll figure out, oh, okay, that's what I need to do, and you'll get it figured out. So, so even though it's a very technical song, if I were to break it down, the lesson there is anything you're trying to learn, try to learn from that particular source, see if that artist or whatever it is, if they have a lesson related to that thing, and then try to do your version of it. Try to kind of mimic it as best you can, and eventually, eventually you'll discover it. It just takes some effort, and you'll figure it out. Yeah, more freedom with the kind of moving around. You're not limited. Now that's not to say there's still a lot you can do in standard tuning. One of my favorite bands, Between the Buried and Me, they actually play in standard tuning, meaning they not drop tuning like me. They play in standard tuning, although it's standard B, not standard E. They still utilize a whole lot of the guitar. So, but it's really just a matter of preference, what what you want to use and stuff. So it's not like one way is better than the other. It just depends on the kind of music you play and what kind of playing style you enjoy. I'm going to go ahead and dive into the next song here. Yeah, I believe this is a fairly new one. I hope you like it. This one's called Get Up Again. Here we go. Down on the floor, you've been here many times before. You can't ignore the time in hand is running short. Oh, yeah. That is correct. Castaway. Yep. The volleyball is Wilson. Sweet. And thank you so much. Yeah. Appreciate the comments there. And yeah, that's a fun one to play. One thing I thought I would mention, I was struggling with those squealies. What are squealies? That's a squealie. And the way that works, so if you play a note and then you use your thumb in your picking hand, and you kind of accidentally, like after you pick the note, if you kind of hear that, how I kind of touch the string with my thumb, just lightly, not, but, well, you kind of get one there. There we go. So there are certain places, you can do them in different places. So depending where you do it, yeah, you kind of get different squealies and stuff. So it's technically a harmonic, and then when you wiggle the string, that's when you get that squealy sound. So that's a pretty foundational staple in metal, I guess you could say. And, you can technically do them on acoustic guitars, but they're not going to be as loud. They're much louder through electric guitars because the distortion and the compression kind of helps them come through better. Yes, I love a good squealy myself. They're fun to do, but they can be kind of they require a little bit of accuracy. So. Stan, I'll go ahead and ask you, but anyone else who happens to be joining us, question for you. Who is your favorite drummer? Or I guess the first question would be, do you have a favorite drummer? And if so, who is your favorite drummer? I'd have to say for me, there's a handful of drummers that I really admire, just some really good drummers that are fun to watch and inspiring to me. If I had to pick, I'd probably go with Blake Richardson. He's the drummer for the band Between the Buried and Me, and the dude is he's just gnarly on the drums. He could play several different styles. He's really good at them, so he's a very versatile drummer, which he has to be for their style of music. And he's just good at all of it, super accurate and, good feel and stuff. I mean, just incredible drummer. So he'd probably have to be my favorite. But some other drummers that I enjoy or appreciate, Matt Greiner from August Burns Red. Dude is just, a super solid drummer and amazing posture. Like, really good posture when he's playing drums. Alex Rudinger, he's another one of my favorites. I'm not sure what band he drums for right now. If anyone knows, let me know. But I discovered him when he was the drummer for the Faceless, which, if you're drumming for the Faceless, you have to be a pretty good drummer because that's some very difficult material. That dude's just a machine. Like he's like a robot when he plays. He's just super perfect. So he's awesome. Matt Halpern from Periphery. He's a great drummer. He's got amazing groove. Just the way he drums, just really good feel to his drumming. Alex Bent from Trivium. Yeah. I've been wanting to check out more Trivium lately, and but I'm familiar with some of their material, and I know they can have some really intense sections and some pretty thrashy stuff. So yeah, that's a good choice, Alex Bent right there. I'm not going to be playing any Silosa stuff. I can do a little snippet for you. I've got a Sweep from Imperial. Kind of sloppy, but yeah. Speaking of good musicians, Josh Middleton. I mean, that dude shreds. Gar Samuelson, I think that's the name, or Gur. But for Megadeth, yeah, that was probably a really good drummer, and especially if he has a jazz background. I mean, usually when people regard like good drummers, it's like usually metal or jazz, and then maybe like some kind of funk fusion in there as well. But so yeah, those are all really good suggestions. By the way, I don't know how to pronounce your name. I don't know if it's Lena Dopey, or if that's just a username and you have an actual name. If you have an actual name that's different than that, please let me know. But hey, thank you for showing up. I've actually got a song for you. And Stan only knows a few drummers, so I'll have to send you some. You'll have to look up some of those drummers that I mentioned, or some of those bands and stuff. What was I going to say? And the reason I was bringing up the drummers is because I was going to do a song. I'm still going to do it, but I was going to do a song that I had written for the drums. It was a song that I'd written. It has some pretty cool guitar parts, but initially it was written for the drums. But now that Daniel spelled backwards, I see that. Awesome. So I don't know if that means your name is Daniel or or what, but if it is Daniel, that's what I'll call you. Is that correct? But I appreciate you showing up because I got a song for you. If any of you saw the title for this, right. Yeah, I really appreciate the comment you left a while back. He'd commented if I could do a song of mine called "Let's Start Again," and when I originally recorded that song, that was back around 2014, and that's when I was kind of still figuring out like, what I wanted to do with my life. I knew I wanted to do something with music, but I was still trying to figure out like what direction to go, and so I was kind of learning my recording skills by just recording different genres of music. And so it's more of a kind of, punk rock, alternative pop punk rock song kind of thing. And so originally I wasn't going to do it, but I thought it was cool that they requested it. So I went ahead and threw together a backing track. So I'm going to give this one a shot. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, this one is called Let's Start Again. And yeah, Lars from Metallica. That's a good pick. A lot of people get onto him about like always getting off time and stuff. But when you think, Inner Sandman, I mean that's just such a classic drum arrangement and stuff. So he definitely is good to acknowledge. I must have a routing issue. Let me know if y'all can hear that. Because every time I switch to my clean tone, I can't hear it. I'm going to have to fix that. I think I know what the issue is, but I'll deal with it later. But anyway, there's my guitar tone. This song is called Let's Start Again. start again. Let's start again. Let's take it back just one more time and try to figure out the reason why. Do you feel the same, or are you messing with my mind? I can never understand what's going on inside. Yeah, yeah, you could run away, or you could talk to me instead. You said that this would never end. You told me I was your best friend. I watched us as we fell apart. You are the one who broke my heart. I wanna leave it all behind, but I can't get you off my mind. It's true, I'm still in love with you. Do you think that you could love me too? So let's start it again. You said that this would never end. You told me I was your best friend. I watched us as we fell apart. You are the one who broke my heart. I wanna leave it all behind, but I can't get you off my mind. It's true, I'm still in love with you. Do you think that you could love me too? So let's start again. Let's start again. Thank you. I really hope my guitar was coming through. Awesome. Good to know it was coming through. So, yeah, I think I've got a routing issue every time I switch to the clean tone, because there's another song I do where I switch to the clean tone, and I just thought it was like really quiet or something like that, but nope. Must be a routing thing, so I'll have to get that fixed. But yeah, anyway, certainly appreciate you stopping by, tuning in, and let's see here. Where are we going? Oh, yeah. So, yeah, earlier when I was mentioning the drummers, that's because it's kind of a story behind this next song. This is an instrumental called Ascension. I wrote this a while back, but I wrote it with the intention of a drum special. My pleasure. I'm glad you liked it. But yeah, I was going to play the drums for it, and I was going to get my friends to play the guitar and the bass and stuff, but I never really got a chance to finish it, and a lot of my friends ended up moving away, but I ended up finishing the song myself, so yeah, so this next one, it's a fun one to play, but it's not like super crazy on the guitar, but because again, it was originally written to highlight the drums, but hope you enjoy it. This is an instrumental. This one's called Ascension. I'll see you later. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Like a stand? Yeah. Again, that one's called Ascension. So, well, awesome. Where do we go from here? Got one more song, but before I wrap it up, I just want to thank you guys again for tuning in. And again, I'm trying to do these weekly, so if you've missed part of the stream, no worries. I'll be doing it again next Thursday, same time, 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, I really appreciate you guys watching, and I'd love to get to know you more, my watchers. Anyone who's if you've got a musical background, what instrument do you play? Or what, what's your favorite? Who are some of your favorite bands? Some of your favorite artists? That kind of thing. So, and again, if you ever have any questions related to music or or movies or anything, hobbies, whatever, definitely leave them in the comments. And yeah, just I enjoy hanging out with you guys and jamming to a few tracks. So, I'm gonna tune differently for this one. Yep, this is going to be my last song of the evening. This one is called Love's Not Fair. Staring at my own reflection through shattered bits of glass, showing me the perfect picture of who I really am. But when you look at me, you never turn around, kneeling next to me and picking up the pieces. Why do you care? I know I'm undeserving of the love that you have chosen to share. It's just not fair. I am such a useless failure, falling to the ground. Every effort that I muster is never good enough. But when you look at me, standing next to me and holding out your hand, why do you care? I know I'm undeserving of the love that you have chosen to share. It's just not fair. If I can take just one moment away from myself-loathing, then maybe I would notice that I'm not meant to be broken. If I can take just one moment away from myself-loathing, then maybe I would know it's just not but love isn't fair. In spite of all I am, you chose to die for me, and that isn't fair. But love's not fair. I appreciate that, Stan. Yeah, for that's a song about God's grace, you know. And I actually kind of wrote that song because we would have these specials at our church on Sunday, and sometimes I would do songs, and I try to pick songs that have a special meaning to me. And I remember, every time I'd perform it, I'd try to sing it as genuinely as I could. And a lot of times people would be like, man, you did such a good job on that song. Did you write that? And I'd have to say, no, I didn't write that one. And so I was like, most of the songs I write, they just don't, I try to write songs with positive lyrics expressing my feelings, but usually they don't have, like a biblical theme behind it and stuff. And so I was like, I wonder if I can write one, that I could sing in church, but could also be like, a metal song and stuff. And so that's kind of how that song came to be. So, but yeah, thanks, Stan. I appreciate that. Anyone watching, thank you so much for tuning in. I certainly enjoy it, and I hope you enjoyed the show. Again, these streams are happening every Thursday, 6 o'clock, so be sure to tune in and catch them. If you'd like to support me, if you look in the description, there is a virtual tip jar, and anything helps. I certainly appreciate it, so that I can keep working towards a career and keep doing this and stuff. If you don't have the financial means to support me, well, it helps just to leave a like on the video and to share the video, and if you're not already subscribed, to subscribe to my YouTube channel. So, but either way, when you're watching, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. That's going to be it for me this evening. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you all have a good evening, or good morning, good night, good afternoon, whatever time it is, wherever you're in the world. Thank you so much. Until next time.